especially because he has a Wukong with him. There's the Azir. So going for that rather than going for the Sylas here. Gangplank is another really cool option here in terms of scaling aspects and having a big impact across the map, but fairly squishy.
Yone.
All right.
Yone top.
Didn't expect that one. I think the side laning power of Yone in this composition is based. His power is based upon his lead or lack thereof when we do get to that stage of the game, because Azir can beat a Yone in a side lane, especially if he's shadowed, if the Yone is having a bad game and is struggling, right? So Anara can also handle him pretty well. I don't think Life Esports is going to have a bad game, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, they did look really dominant in the first game, so he whipped it out of the brush.
Result. This is a... Remember what happened to Clid? I don't want to see it again. Nara is coming down.
Yeah, this one should feel a bit better. It's probably going to have to be Guan flashing. I don't think he's getting out of this, actually. He's not even going to flash.
Trickster? Oh, there's no plant.
Wait, why did he flash? He's never getting out of this.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Sponge is going to flash to follow, and it won't be the biggest deal, but certainly a deal.
If the Blast Cone had spawned, which doesn't this early, like maybe he could have flashed onto that. I think he just kind of panicked. Satab.
Okay, going in for this one, but Guan is here. I mean, they knew he was here. The Nami saw him. As Guan is still going for this one. He's over the wall, but now there's a Sejuani in this one. They're just going insane. As, okay, Roamer will survive the Yone ult. Hits nothing, but it doesn't matter because it gets him into position and takes down Sponge.
Rooster's flash is down also after this.
Nice little bubble. Lure is probably dead here. It doesn't even look like he... Okay, he's going to flash late. Not what we like to see there, but a good capitalization from DRX this time.
Nothing that happens in Challengers necessarily has to be the rule by any means.
No, that's certainly true. Life Esports have a very different playstyle. As I say that, Rooster is going for the execution. Nice flash away, but he flashes straight into Guan, who says thank you very much. Now everybody's trying to collapse onto the Wukong. A massive Scatter of the Week comes in, as now Lure's just going to frontline, get CC'd nearly to death. But it doesn't really matter, as the execute quite not there. Roamer.
Because there's a Yone ult, there's a Scatter of the Week, and a Wukong. How do you get on top of this area is the question that DRX has to solve. Like, show me the answer, DRX, or you might lose the streak. I want to see the answer, because you have Tidal Wave, you have Emperor's Divide, you're going to have to close the distance.
So Scatter's down right now, and they just blow up the Wukong, as Rooster is going to have to ult to get away, as, wow.
You were saying wow for a different reason when that happened, right?
Yeah, the stun hit, like the wallop was good, and then the Gnar was short. So.
Where is the side laning in this game that just doesn't happen?
Who are these players? Where is Pyoshik? Okay, Sponge is going to get caught out randomly in the enemy jungle as the Yone ultimate comes through. They're looking to push this onto more. Piero also getting caught a massive Scatter of the Week, and I guess this is what Life Esports were waiting for. One massive mistake, as one after the other they get caught, and Life Esports will get a dragon, and no doubt they will look for the Baron after this. But then he just gets 100-0'd in CC. It doesn't matter what champion he is, right? And here we go again. As Guan's going to get the double Cyclone onto the Sejuani. As Sponge will get scattered here. Is there enough damage from Lure? Yeah, he's even going to ult. No, he's not going to get him down as the Azir ultimate hits thin air. DRX do look a little bit boomed at this point in time. Yeah. They're really going to have to screw their head on straight here a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there's a little bit of boom going on. There's a little bit of losing patience here, for sure, especially for Sponge. Maybe they could push for this top inner. And a 4-man group up, soon to be 5. Rooster's coming over too. No flash, but can ult the wall if they do try to collapse.
Okay, that was a pretty big one, but immediately polymorphed. And where is the follow-up? It is not there, as the Azir ult this time going to gain a little bit of space, I suppose, but he just gets over the wall and kills the Sejuani instead. As another couple of big picks, Lure gets a little bit out ahead of his team, as in goes Pleta. He's getting angry now. He's looking for the 2 taps, but again, a little bit of desperation. He is going to get healed on the GA, and he actually did a nice amount of damage to push them away. Just don't get caught. So he's doing a better job of that now. He's going to hit the ult onto Roamer, but immediately they just turn this around as the SQSS. It's a lot of damage going on to Guwon at least. Rooster has to go into the stopwatch, as this time around, Satab is actually doing a decent amount of damage. Clear gets a little bit too close to the stun, though, as that stun actually hits only the Nami. Lure doesn't quite have the range that Satab does, so he's going to have to back away. And this game is not over yet. We got a TP back in from Rooster.
You kind of get that with Syndra, but a lot of the time as Syndra, you do your combo, and then you're like, my team's going to clean up the rest. And you're just kind of like looking at the fight, which is what that last fight looked like for him. As they're just going to start Baron.
Okay, they have insane damage. I think they're just going to get this. Like, Sponge can't get into the pit, can he? I mean, he's being zoned away for now, as they do not have the vision, and yeah, it's just going to go down. In goes Guwon, massive ult in the backline, and the Zeri ult hits everybody. Lure is just massive to zoom in on the one Zeri. That's all you got to look at. He's going to take down 3 people with the help of his buddy Syndra, as Piero was left to die alone in the mid lane. He's just going to run away. That might just do it. Baron here for Homalife Esports, 38 minutes into the game, 7,400 damage for the Zeri. This one looks done and dusted.
Clean 2-0. We don't have to look at the Syndra build. Nothing to see there. And it is going to be, you know, nearly a 0-kill game for DRX, right? They had a much better game here in Game 2 than they did in the first one, but Homalife definitely with a more dominant kill score this time, or 2 dominant kill scores this time around in this series. And I think it's a game that you win as Homalife Esports where nobody's like high-fiving or feeling pumped after this one, because you know that this comp did not work out the way you wanted. You're not really happy with how you won. You're happy with the result. But the process is going to have to be looked through a little bit. Not a huge fan of the Syndra build. I think the Syndra and the Yone turned this Zeri comp into a pick comp with Zeri, which doesn't make sense. I think I kind of got hung up a little bit on the Syndra items for a while, and I was trying to figure out how the items help Syndra in this comp, when I should have realized earlier that maybe Syndra just doesn't make sense for this comp at all, actually, and it doesn't matter about the items. I like the idea of using the Syndra and the Yone when you consider DRX were timid with their last Lucian comp to take those early fights and going, well, I bet they definitely won't fight us now, and that kind of held true. But beyond that, like, idea in the microcosm of this series, compositionally, I think they could thank their lucky stars that Lure is a fantastic player, has great movement, and also that I think the secondary potential POG vote here is for Guwon on the Wukong, who had a great game once again. So I think they're very thankful as well that DRX lost their patience at the end, because without that misstep from Sponge, maybe DRX actually wins this game.
As Lure is going to pick up the player of the game once again. And to be honest, for me, I picked him because I didn't feel like anyone else on the team really deserved it. And
for
he
me,
put in a lot of damage. So.
I was kind of between him and Guwon, right? I thought Guwon had a fantastic game. He did die randomly that one time.
Some issues, so. But some good plays as well.
I think a Lure vote is a vote of consistency, because I think throughout this game, he was the most consistent player for sure. Because Rooster was fishing at times and came up empty, right? We had a Syndra that looked very out of place in this game, and Lulu caught a few times too. But I think Lulu had a pretty good game too. It was a wild game that felt like DRX lost in a lot of ways more than Homalife Esports won. So yeah, a bizarre game. I think, like I said, you could tell by the players' faces and reactions after the game, like, that was not the way they wanted to win this. That comp didn't work out. They did win. They did take the 2-0 and now their 3rd win of Challengers. But, yeah, definitely will be workshopping this composition a little bit more in the future, I think.